Today is a really funny day. I came down to see Graham, and I thought this week we're gonna finishing the painting and we're finishing the truck. Graham.
Wow, hasn't quite gone to plan.
Is it not?
No, by far no. So to start with, the diffs are wrong. So the diffs that we're going to be putting into it are the incorrect ones. So that was the first issue that we've had. Don't know why they're wrong. We're still waiting for the supplier to get back to us to find out where this is an issue. And then the next headache really is the customer turned up, loves it, but customers being customers, they always want something a little bit extra. So the extra bit that they want doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. So basically they want a bar that runs from this corner, across the roof, down the A-pillar, onto this one. So both sides, and then with a bar going across the top, and they want a light bar as well mounted to that.
Oh, they want a light bar as well now?
They want a light bar mounted to that. We knew that they wanted some lights on the back.
Right.
That was the next bit really. We were gonna paint this. We put a couple of tabs on the back for the lights, and then this was going to be
done,
buttoned up. We're still waiting for the latches, but they are supposed to be here today, tomorrow. So that was a few hours of painting, and that's finished.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But back to the tube work. Obviously, we've got one big problem which is in the way, and that is the snorkel.
Yes, because by look at it, you know, even if you're naive on these cars, you see if the roll bar coming down in there, it must be connected to this bar in the front somehow. Yeah. So this is in a really awkward position.
So the only way to do it really would be to come out around the snorkel and down. Then the other side would look odd because this side sticks out, that side is in the right place, and it would just look horrendous.
Yeah.
So now we are taking the snorkel off. That's going in the bin.
Right.
All the holes that are in the wing have now got to be all repaired, welded up, resanded. So the wing's got to be now repainted. And depending on what kind of mess is under here, and I know from experience that people fit these snorkels, fit them with the biggest drill bit possible.
Right.
Because they don't like to do any measuring. So the holes, which are 8mm holes, will be probably like 30mm holes.
Right, okay, so you're gonna have a lot of work just to work on this front
just
wing,
to repair
really.
the wing.
Right.
And again, the chances are that when they've done this hole, they probably use their teeth to cut it. So the edges will be, it won't even be like a tidy hole in there.
So it sounds easy just to remove it and modify it somehow, but you need to modify a lot of things before and fixing up the wing, repaint it. So you just painted the backside, really?
Yeah, so then if by some miracle that hole is a nice tidy hole, then what we're going to do then is make a stainless snorkel. So we'll come out of here, we'll then come up the tube, inside the tube work, because it will come down here. So it will run across, it will then kick in and then come up the inside of the windscreen. And then we'll probably put another one of these on the top just to make it all look nice and tidy.
And to serve a purpose as well.
Yeah,
as a snorkel.
Yeah, because these ones, they do finish them off quite well, because they've got like a nice little grille at the front.
Right.
When we was doing all this, that's why this is all painted. I never bothered masking this one up because I've got another one
Right,
that's
okay.
going to go on, which isn't damaged. So that's why I haven't worried about that part of it. But as we say, this has all got to come off, and even down to daft bits like where this is mounted on to the A pillar, that's got to be repaired. It's not something you could just chuck 2 bolts in it to where they've drilled in and put 2 captive screws or threads. You could put just 2 bolts in there and paint over it, and you probably wouldn't know.
Especially if you paint it over as well.
Yeah, because there'd be a tube over the top, and if you were looking around it, you probably wouldn't notice.
But it's not the proper way to do it.
No, it's got to be done right.
Because they just bodge it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you go through so much effort to build this truck, you know, leaving something silly in there just to saving a small amount of work. I know it's still a lot of work, but it's a small amount of work compared to the whole build.
Yeah, and it just, if you kind of looked at it, you think, oh yeah, it's a real nice car, and then all of a sudden you see like little bits that just look rough. It's just not worth it.
No, it's better to do it properly, isn't it?
No.
I mean, if you do it properly.
Yeah.
Here is some cool looking t-shirt design. You can buy it on amazon.com, amazon.co.uk, and every purchase you make, you helping my channel growing. I leave the link in description.
So that's kind of the body side of it. He's also turned up with a new set of tyres for it,
which is slightly bigger.
So he's got a set of 40s. He got those shipped from Italy, and they've turned up and they're the wrong ones.
Wrong ones because of?
The tread pattern. Maxxis Trepidals make various different types of tyre. You've got this, which is kind of the standard shape to them. They've got quite good meat on the side. So they do these in 35s, 37s, 40s.
These are 37s, right?
These are 37s.
Right.
I think they do it up to 42 now. Then you've got 38s, which are a mud tyre, which have bigger separation between the lugs.
And bigger sides as well, I guess.
Bigger sidewalls. And then they do a 40-inch radial. The radial is there for people who just want to use the car to the shops.
Radial is the one which looks mean,
yeah,
it's bloody big,
yeah,
but
big tyres, but have no purpose in this world at all than making you look stupid going to the shops.
Are they expensive to buy these tyres?
I think so. I don't know what. So here's ones that he's turned up with are radials. They're not nice looking. They serve no purpose, but they've turned up. So what we're going to do is we're going to mount the radials on it on new rims, because these are 16-inch rims. We've got to go and buy another set of rims,
right?
A set of 17s. We'll put those on, and then when he finds some 40s, at the minute there's 2 or 3 sets in the country, and people are asking like £550 a tyre, which is ridiculous. Because you can't get them, then everyone's just whacking the price up.
So before you go out and shopping for tyres or do silly things for yourself, maybe it's worth to ask an expert like Graham himself, you know, to give you an advice maybe on a model and make of the tyre, because as you said, somebody probably just blown a couple of grand on the tyres,
yeah,
and they're not fit for the purpose. So, you know, a couple of grand on a build is still quite expensive. So it's better to work around it, you know, to not spend so much money on something is going to be wrong and you're not going to be able to use it.
That's it. As I say, then the radial tyres, if you want to look, I don't know, want the look of an off-roader but never go off-road, then they're probably the ones to have, because there's no tread to them. They're not noisy on the road, which, to be honest, these aren't particularly noisy. If you go for different tyres, then some tyres are horrendous. They sound like an aeroplane's about to take off. but these are fairly quite quiet. So yeah, now we just gotta wait and see if we can find another set of 40s for it. But if not, then them radials will stay on the car. He'll have the car back, and then he'll change them when he finds a set. He just wants us to fit these 40s, just so that we can make sure that we don't have any clearance issues. We're not going to.
Oh, okay, not catching. Yeah, not catching on anything.
So we're not going to have any issues around here, and it's very doubtful we're going to have any issues at the front because of the body lift and what have you. But that's all he wants to. He wants to make sure that those kind of bits are all right. And then with steering, because it's a bigger tyre, they're slightly wider again. So we've just got to get the right offset.
So it's not hanging out because it's already, the mud guards is made, so you don't want to remake them.
No, even if we change the offset of the rim, we're not going to change it a lot to go past where the mud guards are already.
Especially in the front as well, because you got the
plastic
bottom, the plastic ones, the bottom ones. So you want to make sure they're not sticking out.
Yeah.
So you're road legal, really.
That's it.
Right. So we thought we were going to finishing this week.
Yeah.
Which didn't happen because
a load of late nights this week or last week, trying to push to get it done.
I know, because I was in here Saturday with you. Saturday wasn't going too well.
No.
Because started with the diff.
Yeah, we started off with snapping bolts in the hubs to start with, and a job that should be 2 minutes ended up into nearly a 2-hour ordeal just to get the shafts out. And then when we get the diff out, then the diff's wrong, and it's...
So the Saturday wasn't the best to stay on and push on, to finish this build, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
People don't realize it, I think, how much work and mess going on when you're doing a build like this. It's not straightforward whatsoever, Whatever you do is gonna go wrong.
Yeah, you can try and... You can think that you've got everything all planned before you do the job. So we'd kind of planned a lot of this beforehand, even down to like the back, making sure that the back of the car mounted further up so we didn't have to make new panels at the back, and then this wasn't just a straight cut. There's hours of just measuring, looking, trying to work it all out, just to get that part of it done. So we never knew that if that would fit.
But it did.
Yeah. It wasn't a million miles away. It was enough that we could work with it to move bits around, and then that makes it just look that little bit tidier than having, if you ever see a normal kind of bobtailed car or something that's not a factory one. What a lot of them do is they just kind of eye it up there, disc cut it straight across, and then put a flat panel in, and then maybe put a bit of plexiglass for a back window. And for a cheap, easy little job, it works. Some people do it that way because that might be the only stuff that they've got.
Yeah, but this is a way tidier job than that. This is like, it's a lot of work went into this to shape it. Like, it's actually, when you look at this truck from the side or car, I call it truck now because it does look like a truck. If you don't know Land Cruisers, you don't know they never made this shape, because you could believe it. If somebody turn around and say like these are made like this.
Yeah, just trying to get this, because this is such a compound curve. You've come this way, and it also comes this way. So just trying to get this material to pop to where you want it is good fun.
Yeah, so we're coming back to this build soon, but obviously at the moment it's not your fault really. You check with the supplier for the diff as well. If you're checking with the supplier, you tell them what you need and they send it to you, and you try to fit it and it doesn't fit. You can't do too much about it till things are getting replaced and remeasured and reordered for the right size. So it's nothing you can do about that.
No, so that's
unfortunately.
it. So
we're coming back to this build soon.
yeah, so what we'll now probably leave this for a few weeks. We're gonna get it in, and we're gonna strip the front down just to make sure, just to check the front diff. I told the suppliers that we wasn't going to strip it down until they can tell us that diff that we've got is correct. But we're getting a little space in the workshop the end of this week, so then this can go into that hole, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't move again. It can stay there then for 4 or 5 weeks until the diffs turn up. We could have new diffs tomorrow. They could ring us up and say they're in stock, out they come.
Yeah, but it's not as easy.
But it's very unlikely.
Yeah. Well, all I have to say, we come back to this build, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do so, because probably more twist is gonna be in this build. I can see that coming, you know. It's not gonna be as easy as we might thought.
No.
So thank you for watching. We see you soon.